morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. I am Danily Navarra.
And I am Rochelle Sese. Our topic for today is about the risky behavior of adolescents.
Psychological and physiological changes in the adolescent's body and brain contribute to risk-taking behavior. Risky behavior in adolescents is not new. They have a reputation for being wild, and like most stereotypes, there's truth in that image.
When it comes to risky behavior, adolescence is the perfect storm. There are many reasons why they are drawn to risk-taking behavior. In addition, peer pressure can be a factor. External stresses can push them toward this behavior to let off steam. Therefore, taking risk can be a misguided way for adolescents to strike on their own and feel independent. It's true that adolescents are going to engage in some sort of risky behavior. It goes hand in hand with their need to explore, grow, and discover a psychological and emotional necessity at this stage in life.
Glorified by the media in numerous novels and films, adolescents' risky behavior isn't entertaining in real life, hence it's scary. According to the Center for Disease Control's or CDC, accidents, homicide, and suicide are the top 3 causes of death among adolescents. For instance, in 2010, 12,341 adolescents between the ages of 15 to 24 died due to an intentional injury. 4,678 died due to homicide, and 4,600 died because of suicide. And all 3 can stem from risky behavior in adolescents. Not only dangerous for the body but also for the brain.
There are wide-range behavior patterns that can be classified as risky. In general, however, risky behavior in adolescents can be broken down into roughly 6 categories. So, first category is behavior that contributes to intentional injuries and violence. There are certain risky behavior that lead into an intentional injury, such as mobile phone use while driving, riding a bicycle without wearing a helmet, not wearing a seatbelt when riding as a passenger in the car, and riding in cars with drivers who had been drinking. Furthermore, behavior among adolescents that specifically leads into a violence, such as carrying a weapon, carrying a gun, being in a physical fight, experiencing hit, slapped, or intentional hurt by your boyfriend or girlfriend. So this is dating violence. Experiencing bullying, and truancy or avoiding school because it lacks of safety. Avoiding school often happens around the same time as major changes in teenagers' lives. Another big reason for avoiding school is friendship problems. Yes, teenager might avoid or wag school because they feel that nobody likes them or they don't fit in. If lots of these things are happening at once, then it can be so upsetting that teenagers might feel disconnected from school or afraid about leaving the house. Once a child feels this way, truancy becomes more likely.
Second category is sexual behaviors that lead to unwanted pregnancies or sexually transmitted diseases. There are risk factors that contribute to unintentional pregnancies and diseases, such as having intercourse before the age of 13, having multiple partners, not using protection just like condoms and pills, not being tested for HIV, drinking alcohol or using drugs during or before intercourse, and it also includes sexting. Sexting means making sexual suggestive images and sharing these images using mobile phones, posting them in the internet and social media. The images might be photograph of yourself or someone else naked or partially naked. Young people might call it sexting, and it might also use terms like sending a nude, sexy selfie, or rude picture. For the third category, alcohol or drug use. Risky behaviors regarding alcohol or drug use includes drinking on a regular basis, having 5 or more drinks in a row. There's no safe level of alcohol used for children under 18 years. Their brains and bodies are still developing and can easily damage. Another one is trying other drugs such as cocaine, heroin, methamphetamines, steroids, or prescription drugs. Using other drugs isn't always the same thing as having a problem with them. But if he is regularly using or overusing alcohol or drugs, or feels like that he can't have a good time without it or without them, it's a very serious issue. It's not always easy to tell whether a young person is having problems with alcohol or drugs. Some signs that your child or an adolescent is using alcohol or other drugs might be up and down moods, angry outbursts, and big changes to clothes, friends, and interests.
The fourth category, which is vaping and tobacco use. Behaviors that leads in tobacco use includes their vaping, experimenting with cigarette smoking, smoking the entire cigarette before the age of 13, and using various forms of smokeless tobacco. In particular, has been a tremendous problem in adolescents and young adult population, with research emerging on its short and medium drastic negative impact on the mental and physical health of those who engage in vaping and smoking. The fifth category is the unhealthy dietary behavior. These categories includes the unhealthy eating. Unhealthy diets includes not eating the right amount of fruits or drinking fruit juices, not eating veggies, not drinking milk, drinking sugar-based drinks such as sodas, and not eating breakfast. It also includes not sleeping enough and excessive social media and screen time. The sixth category is the inadequate physical activity. Risky behavior that leads to lack of physical health is not getting enough exercise, which includes the following risk factors. First is not doing any cardio activity in the last week. Second is not attending physical education classes. Third is playing video games or spending time on computer for about 3 or more hours per day. And lastly, watching television for 3 or more hours per day.
Adolescents need to explore their own limits and abilities as well as the boundaries. They also need to express themselves as individuals. It's all part of their path of becoming independent young adults with their own identities. Also, the part of adolescents' brain that handle planning and impulse control don't completely mature at the age of 25. This means adolescents are sometimes more likely than adults to make quick decisions without always thinking through the consequences. And sometimes adolescents make decisions about potentially risky things to fit within a group.